we'll do this chapter completely once again with the updated sprites and CGI. Okay. So because people might skip the previous one, this will be on YouTube again. I got the updated thing working thanks to Leg. So thanks to him, we can now enjoy the better new sprites and new CGI and new background, all that fun stuff. Okay, and I will be now once again reading all of this monologue and all that doesn't have voice acting. As Mom set up breakfast, she gave me a faint smile.
どうしたのケイチ。昨べは何時に寝たの
？12時には寝たつもりだけど、昨日はなんだか寝つきが悪くてさ。
お祭りではしゃぎすぎて興奮して眠れなかったんでしょ。
違うよ。
I crunched down hard and the pickled radish to hide my embarrassment. And also I need to this a little bit slower. After all that happened yesterday and our discussion about the sound Shion heard, that banging noise like a child far away jumping up and down on a wooden floor. The story wouldn't get out of my head, so I had trouble sleeping. It was a long night, and I kept jumping at the slightest sounds of a faraway tree branches, which should have been either unhearable or too insignificant to notice. When I woke up to the morning sunlight and birds chirping, it made me feel pretty ashamed about it too. But I felt far from refreshed this morning. Jesus, I cannot read this fast. Maybe I need to put this a little bit slower as well. Is there a way to set this volume? Maybe if I put everything a little bit quieter. Well, this is gonna be dialogue full, so I'm gonna save a lot of voice here. Rena skates, her excitement seemed to be still wide awake. At least we get some voice acting, some for now. Rena talking about the festival yesterday made me remember everything I had nearly forgotten from last night. And recap. The inside of the ritual storehouse had been so utterly different from the relaxed, bright, everyday life of Hinamizawa. All those stories that Takon-san told me too. The mysterious incidents that occurred on the day of the Watanagashi festival every year. The strange incidents where one person would die and one would disappear. The old stories of Hinamizawa flickering like a candle behind them. The numerous horrifying traditions of Onagafuji village. The villagers with demon blood in them. The terrible cannibalistic feasts. The poor sacrifices kidnapped from human villages, victims of the Onagakushi. To quell the rage of Oyashiro-sama, the ritual involving living sacrifice. There were also many others. There were so many stories that just remembering them put me in a foul mood. Most of them weren't fiction either, they were true. We didn't need to fear them just because they were real though. Since it all happened so long ago. Such a very long time ago. Before I realized it, we had arrived at the place where we'd usually meet with Mion. Probably because I was so lost in thought. Mion being late wasn't too rare an occurrence, but today she was unusually late. A few of the ominous tales from the night before came back to life in my mind again. Who would die this year and who would disappear? It couldn't have been Mion?
Kuru 学校休むって電話があったわけじゃないだろ。もう5分待ってみようぜ。
Oh man, I think I'm just gonna go for 20 more minutes and be done with the stream. I'm too tired right now. If we had to wait 5 minutes, we'd have to run as fast as we could to school or we'd be late. As soon as I thought that, we spotted Mion running towards us out of breath. Good that it's good that it's fine. Next time we'll continue from the real spot.
待っててくれたわけ。先に行っちゃってもよかったのに。
Mion was breathing heavily and her face was all red. Her house was right down this road, wasn't it? It wasn't far enough away for her to end up like this, was it? Huh? Now that she mentioned it. Rena pushed Mion's bangs away and put her hand to her forehead.
レナの手、冷たいな。みーちゃん、ちょっとだけど熱あるよ。そんな大したことないよ。
Now I remember what happened.
半日もすればケロッと治っちゃうって。
Well, diddle me fiddle.
あんまり無理するなよ。
あれ？ケイちゃん、気遣ってくれるの？嬉しいな。
That answer wasn't like Mion at all. He must have had it pretty bad.
無理しない方がいいと思うな。先生にはお休みだって伝えとくよ。大丈夫大丈夫。風邪薬も飲んだし、すぐに効いてくると思うから。
Mion forced an energetic expression onto her face and flexed her biceps at it.
くれぐれも無理するなよって言いながら時間。走らないと間に合わない。
These sprites are adorable.
スリリングな朝になっちゃったね。鈍った体にはちょうどいいカツかもね。走ろう。
Hey wait, you're sick, don't go overboard. Mion began to run vigorously anyway.
みーちゃんだって最上級生だよ。
自分の体のことは自分で一番よくわかってるよ。
I decided to leave it at that and assume she was fine.
よし、俺たちも行こうぜ。
We began to run after Mion. Oh, high school hygiene. I wonder why she feels so bad. The school looked the same as always. The hours passed listlessly and my lack of sleep took its toll. If there was a sport where people competed by sleeping, I'd be world champion right now. The trick to overcoming this sort of dangerous situation was to hold your pencil upside down. Why, you ask? So you don't draw strange patterns all over your notes while half asleep. If you were holding your pencil upside down, that wouldn't happen, wouldn't it? Bump a bump. Bump a bump. Something that felt like an eraser hit me in the head 6.
あいてててて、何しやがるサトコ。
私は何もしてないでございますわ。
お前以外にこんないたずら誰がするんだよ。あ、消しゴムじゃなくてチョークか。え？
Behind me, like a female outlaw might hold razors, was the teacher's shadow, holding 3 pieces of chalk in each hand. Rumble, rumble, rumble.
前原くん、お顔を洗ってらっしゃい。
はい、喜んで。
That alone was enough to wake me up, but I flew out in the hallway as if shoved out by the pressure exuded by the teacher's pressure. If I was going to wash my face anyway, then I would rather use the sinks out front rather than the ones in the dark restroom. Thinking that, I left the hallway and went to the entrance. Sunlight was strong. So strong you wouldn't think it was June. I turned the faucet and with a lifeless bubbling noise, lukewarm water came pouring out. If I let it run for a few moments, would it get cold? I looked at it absent-mindedly for a little.
やっぱケイちゃんはこっちの流しを選んだか。表の方が気分いいもんね。
ミオンか。授業サボるなよな。
I stuck my hands into the water to find it had gotten so cold that it seemed strange it had ever been warm. I scooped it up and splashed it against my face.
ミオン、
Once
具合の方はいいのかよ。
God damn it. Once I was done, I moved out of the way and Mion did the same.
眠いのは寝不足じゃなくて薬の副作用なんだろ。
実は内緒なんだけど、昨日はお祭りの後で親族の宴会に巻き込まれちゃってさ。それで実はエンドレスに突入しちゃって。
A bit. She made a gesture like she was tilting a cup into her mouth. Which means you didn't have a cold or anything.
つまり本当に寝不足なのかよ。徹夜明けならそうと言え、紛らわしい。
勘弁してよ。体調が悪いのは本当なんだからさ。
I suppose she'd be feeling lousy either way. Still, you treat colds and hangovers in completely different ways.
心配して損したぞ。 たくミオンらしいというかなんというか。
Mion scratched her head, a little embarrassed. She didn't seem to be feeling well, but now that I knew it was hangover, I didn't need to worry too much. It would go away with time, after all. I would know. I've been drinking. I mean, not recently, but...
だからさ、さっき先生に早退していいって言われちゃった。
あ、ずるいやつ。じゃあミオンはもうこれで帰りなのか？
Now that I looked again, Mion had her bag with her. She must have been on her way home.
申し訳ないけどね。今日は家でおとなしく寝させてもらうわ。部活できなくて申し訳ないね。今日はケイちゃんがリーダーってことでやってくれない？
多分無理だと思うぜ。俺たち部活は全員揃った時しかやらないっていう暗黙の了解があるだろう。ミオンがバイトに行ってる時はいつもそのままお開きだったんだぜ。
Mion laughed dryly, saying we didn't need to worry about her. No matter how much fun we have, though, I think that feeling guilty about friends who can share in it is the sign of a really fantastic friend. In that sense, the club Mion has created is wonderful. As I thought about it, the moisture on my washed face dried up. I suppose we were talking too much. If I didn't get back to the classroom soon, I could get in trouble.
じゃあな。俺は教室に戻るぜ。帰りは気をつけろよ。ふらふらして側溝や用水路に落ちるなよ。
I left it at that, turned around and started heading back to the classroom.
あ、そうそう、ケイちゃん。
Mion stopped me and I turned my head to listen.
なんだ？
変なこと聞くけど、深く考えないで答えてね。
それは内容によりけりだな。
昨日の渡辺氏の晩さ、富武さんと高野さんに会わなかった？
I suddenly tensed up.
富武さんと高野さんはわかるよね。ほらケイちゃん、お祭りの前日準備の時、シオンと一緒に4人でお話ししてたでしょ。
If I could, I want to forget about sneaking into the storehouse that night as soon as possible. So hearing the names of the people I was with at the time really got to me. Besides that, though, why was Mion asking me a question like that? I ended up staring at her, unable to answer immediately. Was she asking to see if I had seen them or not, or was she asking the question knowing that I had? I couldn't tell.
さあ、どうかな。あったような、合わなかったような。
My vague response was clearly not to Mion's liking. What answer was she expecting from me? There was no way for me to know.
そう。じゃあもう一つ質問ね。同じく夕べ、シオンに会わなかった？
I'm done. My heart leapt into my throat again. The tiny needles buried underneath Mion's words pricked into me.
それ、昨日も聞いたよな。俺、会ったかどうかわからないって答えたと思ったぜ。
ん？そうだっけ？また改めて聞いたら違う答えが返ってくるかなって思ってさ。
That cold stare isn't as creepy as I thought it would be. I suddenly noticed something in Mion's eyes, something indescribable. Komitake-san and Takano-san. Shion too. He was asking me about them. There was no doubt about it. Last night the four of us snuck into the ritual storehouse. She knew everything. So what? So what? There's not really a curse anyway. That's right. Even Shion and Takano-san said yesterday during the festival that there was no curse. That rather than a curse, it was the doing of the villagers. Sorry for the yawning. My blood curdled. Neon was, almost without a doubt, aware that we snuck into the storehouse. It was nothing strange. I screwed up bad flipping on the light switch last night. If Mion had been searching for me, it was too simple to imagine that she had seen that momentary light and come to find out what was going on.
本当に会ってないんだね。
どうして会ったかどうかをそんなに気にするんだよ。
大したことじゃないの。富武さんと高野さんとシオンとケイちゃんをね、悪く言ってる人たちがいるの。何が悪いんだかはよく聞いてないんだけどね。
Unpleasant sweat dripped down my arms, and the sound of it hanging from my fingertips was so annoyingly loud.
私、ケイちゃんが悪いことをするなんて信じてないから。でも、ちょっとだけ聞いてみたかったから聞いてみたの。不愉快な思いをさせてごめんね。
I found myself unable to reply. My reaction must have made it obvious that what the truth was, yet I couldn't explain myself.
ケイちゃんは富武さんとも高野さんとも、そしてシオンとも一緒じゃなかった。そうだよね。
I finally wrung out an answer between ragged breaths. Mion's expression softened a little.
よかった。私言っとくね。ケイちゃんは何にも悪いことには加わってないって。みんなにちゃんと言っておくからね。
Yeah, please do. Tell them I wasn't doing anything bad. To everyone, make sure. Everyone who is everyone.
じゃあね。明日は元気になってるから。
Hmm.
バイバイ。
Wait, Mion. What do you mean by everyone? Just then, a freezing cold hand touched the back of my neck.
こら、遅いですよ前原くん。顔を洗うだけなのに時間がかかりすぎです。
Was the teacher. I was taking so long that she came out to get me.
あ、すみません。ついミオンとおしゃべりを。
I turned around, but Pion had crossed through the schoolyard without me realizing it and was now standing at the gate.
さあ、お勉強に戻りますよ。早く早く。
The teacher was being insistent. We returned to the entrance. I looked back one more time and Mir was nowhere in sight.
ケイチ、今日はずっと元気がないのです。昨日大はしゃぎしすぎたからに違いありませんわ。
迷子になって目を真っ赤にさせて半泣きしてたやつに言われたくねえ。
ゆうべのさとこちゃん、可愛かったよ。
My friends did their best to try and cheer me up, but it didn't lighten my mood. Was it far worse than I thought? Had I really done something that terrible? These thoughts remained with me for the rest of the day. I think that's a good point to end the stream for today. Yes. That's a good ending point. So the emotes didn't even yet start working. I'm gonna try to mess around with them on my own time and get them to work.